Wolverine. Wolverine. Wolverine.
Hello, once again, everyone. It is Fluxtaposed. I am Jason Lacey. That guy, he's Lucas Rose. He's coming at
Hello. Hey.
Look at
Coming
that.
at you live from the power of the internet. Woo!
It's a beautiful thing, my friend. It's a beautiful
It's
thing.
quite beautiful. It's quite beautiful.
How we doing? How we living?
Doing good. Living me
Good.
or just everyone?
Everyone. You, people in the chat, you, me.
Me.
I don't know.
But also you.
again. But also me. But most importantly, you. All the things. I'm going to be very animated. I'm going to talk with lots of hand gestures.
I like it.
E-Honda, 1,000 hand slap.
Oh, E-Honda. That was only $999.
Oh, my bad. Well, welcome to the podcast. This is Fluxtaposed. We're happy to have you listening. We're happy to have you watching those. Maybe you're watching the recording. Maybe you're here live. It's great to have you. Aaron Doherty's here. Rival Flavins is here. Who else could you need? Because those two bring the heat. And Josh Barboni walks.
Joshua baby.
Joshua Barboni. So this
Oh,
is
hey, babes.
for those for those unfamiliar of what tonight is. It is a game night where we typically like to stroll down memory lane and play. We've played multiple games in the past. This time we're drilling it down, getting specific, playing something that's near and dear to our hearts. But most importantly, it's topical this time of year because Avengers Infinity War just destroyed the world and ticket prices everywhere. And we thought, hey, why don't we play this great game from the Sega Genesis? Also on the Super Nintendo, I believe. And it was originally in an arcade. So this is an arcade port. But Captain America and the Avengers. I did own this. And it's fantastic. Some of the best soundbite you'll ever hear are from this game. And
it's true.
I love it. So typically we've slow rolled through IRL into a couple other subjects, and then we put the game in, and then everything was rushed and forced, and so now we're gonna try something different. We're just gonna jump right in here to play this gem of a beat 'em up, I would say, and we'll keep the show rolling. So
yeah, hopefully everything just goes smoothly, and we don't have any issues. And if we do, they'll all be worked out ahead of time, sort of.
That's right. You are our guinea pigs in the chat. Let us know on audio levels because, as always, sometimes these things like to not work any way, shape, or form close to how we want them to. So,
AKA be a big old bitch.
That's right. Data East. I had
Data East.
RoboCop on the NES from Data East, I believe.
I might be a little loud.
It might be a little loud.
There we go.
That sounds better.
I can see it on the waveforms. Wow.
Probably. Well, oh yeah. I'm not even.
Oh Jesus.
Wow. We lost everything.
Okay.
I have a feeling we're gonna have to configure my controller.
Redo our controllers. Yeah. Let's do that really quick. Controllers. Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what? I'm gonna have to probably open this and. I opened it without having my without having the controllers connected, so it doesn't know that doesn't have like hot, you know what I mean, like hot
it doesn't even
plug-in or whatever. So I think that's
hot plug-in. Check it in.
Oh, I thought it was a Hot Pocket commercial. Hot plug-in. Try lean plug-in too.
Oh my gosh. Gosh, this game takes me back. I still have it. I still have the cart and my Genesis in the room right over there. But for whatever reason, sometimes when I play my Genesis, it would just randomly like shut off for no reason. So I don't know if it's a bad,
there we go.
power box. Let's see if I can do something. Nope. But maybe
I don't know
it will
if you
work.
can on. Yeah. I'm gonna just bump up the audio a little bit because you got to hear these sound clips, y'all.
Oh god, this game. I love this game.
I pressed start. Oh. Window focus. There we go. Sorry, y'all.
Oh,
now we can do it. Oh boy. All right. So we got Vision for the audio listeners. We have Vision, Iron Man, Captain America, and Hawkeye.
Hawk guy.
Hawk Guy.
Oh my
Captain
gosh,
Freedom. Metal
One of us
Man.
has to be Captain
and
America because
Android.
Shield is OP. So.
Well, and plus when you pick him, he goes, Captain America! Like that for some...
I got him!
Well, Iron Man... Okay, so Iron Man and Captain America fight a lot. There is a Civil War, of course. Hawkeye is a regular guy with a bow. I mean, Vision looks like Moon Knight over here.
I mean, basically, they're all the same except Captain America. I mean, that's all you need to know.
I'm gonna go Vision.
So, well, let's talk. As we get into this game, let's shall we do a little IRL, my friend?
Yeah, let's do it. Come on.
So this is you don't know this news yet. So everything's great. You know, well, fortunately, there's some good news. Got the car in lastly, like we said, and it was basically like the housing for like with the headlight sets in. Something with something there had failed, and basically the headlight was the bulb itself was getting too hot than what it should be. The entire headlight was, and it was melting. It melted some of the connections. So that whole thing had to get ripped out, replaced, and now it works. Then my radio stopped working again, but then it started working again. So I can't move.
Yeah, it's because window focus. I was dicking with the audio. It looked loud again. And, sorry. So housing focus or what? Words.
So the radio stopped working, but now it's magically working again. So I just haven't messed with it, and I'm just gonna let that ride. So for now, the headlight's fixed. We're all fine here now.
How are you?
How are you?
Crack!
I really don't like playing this with an analog stick. I really wish I had a D-pad.
I was gonna say I'm using the D-pad.
Oh no, I will get pwned. So yeah, the car is good. But then, so Friday, I get this letter in the mail, which is, oh god, these guys. I don't even know their name.
Why should it go well? Green
from
Hornet and Orange Fireman.
Okay.
Okay. So letter from the hospital.
Well, it's an envelope containing a bill from the hospital. So well over 1 year later, I just got the final bill from our son's delivery.
I'm telling you, I swear they can just send out bills as they please. They don't have to prove anything.
And
that's horrible.
Yeah. So and this is the actual delivery charges and everything. So apparently we didn't get any of that before.
It's not delivery.
Go ahead and take that. So yeah, out of nowhere we got a $2,000 bill in the mail. So that was fun. That's fun to have that when you're not expecting it or prepared for it. So that's fun.
Oh, these effing things.
They're like Juggernaut.
Hulkbuster.
Stupid. So yeah, that was
stupid.
That's my fun news of this week. But beyond that, everything's fine. Aiden's walking all over the place, and
I saw that.
It's good.
It didn't even occur to me. I was like, wait, I haven't seen him walk really.
This is a great one. Sorry. I love.
Sir, what does that even mean? But yeah, I was like, oh, it didn't even occur to me. And then Danette said something. She was like, Aiden's walking. And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yep. Boom, we win. Yeah, so that's, some sad news, but then some happy news to balance it all out. So it's unfortunate, but I mean, I guess it's better than if I didn't have insurance at all, because the total charges on that bill were over 10,000, so I'll take it,
So you would say it was definitely then over 9,000.
That's right.
It was over 10,000.
Aaron, if you fall asleep, we still love you. Thank you for stopping by. It's super late.
That's true.
In your part of the woods.
Time zones is weird, y'all.
That's right. So what about you, man? What's been shaking?
Can I just take a second to talk about the way that Vision stands for a second?
Like that weird power. He's got like his elbows out, but then his legs are like really weird. It's because he doesn't have his traditional colors anymore. He's like the weird used Kleenex color. I don't know.
He does. All right, I'm unpausing this. I just needed to point out that he looks really awful. It's that 90s like over exaggeration of the human body.
Yeah, right.
I have some of those comics from that artist from the 90s who did the Captain America comics, and he looks like his human body could never sustain.
Hey, good on. Oh, here's another good line.
Thank
here
you.
It comes.
Yeah, I haven't used that in a while.
Classic Fluxtaposed.
You look like you're driving a riding lawnmower. Like just the way you're sitting on that. I look all majestic and stuff, and you're just like, God, I wish I was drinking a beer right now.
Take that. See, this is why you have to have the shield, because in these levels, and you hit everything twice.
Yes, this is true.
It just destroys everything. So,
yes.
What's been up, man?
So I kind of have, speaking of good and bad news, I guess I'll start with the bad news. So I was like, looking forward to getting my car out of storage and putting insurance on it and everything.
Yep.
It is. And I was like, I already have all the work done. Because last year I spent half of my driving time that I normally have during the year on fixing it, doing the timing belt. Well, I started it up. I did an oil change, and then I started up. Well, I started up. And once I started, I never stopped. Well, actually, I did stop because it was making this horrible noise. I actually ran to the car because I had to jump it, of course, because the battery. No surprise there. But once I started it up, it was making this metal screeching noise that I had heard before, but it would kind of like come and go, and then it kind of like went away.
Like, where's this coming from? Like, just from the engine, or
front of the engine? It appears, and it seems to be coming from the timing belt cover area. Okay. So I don't know if there's like some clearance issue or if it's a pulley that, like, I can't tell if it's a ball bearing that's just janked up or what. I am getting destroyed by something. I can't see it with all the projectiles.
There's a big laser that like shoots out of the middle of those ships.
Yeah. So don't be in the middle. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Basically, where you were flying, don't be there.
I need my Captain America to tell me what to do. So that was unfortunate. I turned it off, and then thankfully, Danette was like,
"How does that happen when it's just been sitting in storage for the season?"
Well, it was doing that. It was doing that before, though. I just didn't really. I didn't think it was that bad at first, and then it like sounded much worse. Well, I mean, you got to think like, I don't know. You get metal parts that are just sitting there, and humidity and wetness. Because unfortunately, I couldn't get it in the garage again this year, which I would have loved to be able to do. To keep it from getting snow and ice on it and stuff. I have a car cover over it, but you know that only does so much. So I don't know. I mean, it's almost a 30-year-old car now. So it was made in 1990.
That's true. Gosh, when can you get an antique or a historical vehicle permit for that thing?
I think it's at 25 years. I think it technically already is. But it just feels wrong because an antique car to me is a Model T, not a Japanese sports car. Ah, God. I need to come down where you are.
Yeah, he can't hit you down there except for those laser beams.
But he said I'll kill you all, so I kind of...
I have a really high score compared to you.
You do. It's because you get all the kills, and you're Captain America, so, I mean, what are you going to do? Get it off of me. I'm going to lose a life.
The jumping attack are OP in this game, too. So you should realize that.
Yeah, that's the one. What if I do this?
Oh, wait. Do the.
I have another one. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Your laser beam one is alright.
Elbow!
Alright, so.
So, yeah. Oh, she was just like, hey, you can, oh God, I'm almost dead. She's like, you can, or Saturday and Sunday, you should be able to,
there you go.
maybe work on it and at least figure out what's wrong. My hope is that I don't need to buy anything for it. I'm hoping it's just something that got put on wrong, or, you know, some stupid thing that I overlooked. Especially since, again, it was something that took longer than I expected. I probably threw it together because I was over it, and, you know, my garage isn't exactly the most equipped anyway. So,
oh God.
I'll have more to talk about, you know, once I actually delve in there. But that's kind of the plan right now.
Actually, like, dig into it and figure out.
Yeah, I'm hoping, because that timing cover, it comes in 3 parts. The bottom part, I just died. The bottom part is middle. The bottom part is middle. The bottom part, the middle part, and there's like a left and right middle part. And so the top 2 are plastic and the bottom is metal, is what I was trying to say. And so and that bottom one did not want to go on. Another classic line. Didn't want to go on very easily. And so I wonder if that's part of it too. It's just kind of hard to tell at this point, because the kit I did had all of the pulleys, the idler pulleys, which, you know, they're not motorized or anything. They just let the belt, you know, guide the belt along.
Jump kick destroys this guy too.
Or downward arm smash.
Yeah, that thing.
So yeah, I'll talk more about it once I open it up, and hopefully it doesn't cost me a bunch of money. The other thing is that Grim Reaper has regained consciousness. That my wife got her master's degree. She completed. My wife completed her master's, and we had a party for her on Saturday. We hosted it here, and it was a surprise. She didn't know what was going on, but her mom actually was like, "Hey, let's do something nice for her." So we did, and it was a good time.
How long has she been working on that? Like,
I mean,
she obviously full-time mom, works full-time.
Yes, it was quite the ordeal, and of course, oh gosh, I forgot I can do this attack.
Yeah,
A and B together. Yeah, I know. I thought there was a projectile, but I don't know. Anyways, so 2.5, I think 2.5 years, probably. Full time, all the time, except for like, Christmas, obviously. Yeah, well, I mean, to her, I'm sure it felt like forever.
Well, yeah.
It was interesting just because she was kind of like, I think it's the first time they did it, or second time they offered, she got her master's in urban education. And so she said, like, a lot of what she was doing, she kind of already knew, or it didn't really apply to her particular, because, you know, regular education and special education could both do this, I believe. And so in some cases, it didn't really apply to her.
They're in the sea.
Thank you, Submariner.
Sorry, but the writing in this game is so great.
Is excellent, I think you mean.
Yeah.
We just fell off the bottom of the world, apparently.
We should have went into the options first and gave ourselves more lives.
Probably.
Oh, well.
So, yeah, and then she did her actual graduation ceremony on Sunday. And that was very long, but it was awesome to see her walk, and got a little, you know, a little proud, a little emotional.
Did you get a little verklempt? Get a little teared up?
Yeah, a little bit, but I sucked it up. I was like, I don't want anyone to know I'm feeling feelings.
Was Ike there too for the?
No, my mom watched him actually, which was awesome. I wasn't sure of
that. I was like, let's say 3 hours.
Horrible.
It's gonna be.
Yeah.
Gonna be not good.
Her young brother and sister, 8 and 5, I believe, were there though, and they did a pretty good job. They had their tablets, of course, so you know. They were playing Nexo Knights or something, some Lego thing. I was like, I don't even know what this is. Not
Ninjago.
Similar, I think, except for like mechs or something.
Hey, I support mechs.
As you should. I'll make seaweed out of you.
This guy.
So yeah, really proud. Oh, why did I just go into that? I think it missed me. really proud of her, and you know, it's a big accomplishment.
It is. It totally is.
So that's pretty much it, dude. Those were my real life stories.
Woohoo!
And I'm drinking a beer. You'll never guess.
Lining
Kugel's orange shandy. And
you know,
I died
I really wanted to get some Lining Kugel because
yeah,
it's like that. Off. It's finally warm here in Michigan.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been drinking not like I love stouts and stouts are great. But now it's like okay. I mean, the PBR has actually been kind of nice because I discovered tonight I have another beer in the fridge I didn't realize I had. So that like changes everything.
Secret fridge beer is always great.
Yeah, but since I've had the PBR, it's really like made my craft beer, my quote unquote good beer, last so much longer instead of just burning through it in a couple days.
Oh, totally. Yeah, it's the ultimate plan.
It's been a nice little mix up. So, you know. But yeah, I totally could go for some. I kind of almost got some summer shandy last weekend.
I swear I hit that guy with some last hitters.
Yeah, those guys are annoying. Really could use some health. I am on the brink of death. So
yeah, don't go dying or anything.
Oh, here we go. Who's this guy? Oh, yes.
Shredder. God, see my power.
Okay, this guy, I can't do it, but just do the sliding attack back and forth, and you can kill him. But I can't do it. Do the dash attack.
That
just
one?
repeatedly back. Yeah, just left and right.
It even sounds like
the
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the music.
If you just dash left and then
I'm trying,
to the right,
yeah.
and just keep,
it kind of.
You can just stun lock him in it.
There's like a delay.
I can't do it with the analog stick.
There we go. Now the music's picked up because we're kicking ass.
Boom.
So basically,
it's funny
instead
how you
of
can remember all the things about this game.
Beefy ass Red Skull, looking like he.
Yeah, he's got a huge neck there.
He looks more like Kingpin, just red. With that sick body, getting a sweet pump from that. Ooh, gotta readjust in my awful chair.
So let's talk specifically about this game. I don't even remember how I got it. Like, I don't remember. I think it was just like a random Christmas gift for me.
This nerd likes video games. Get him this crap.
I don't think I rented it and I got it. I think I just randomly got it for Christmas. But it was like it became one of those games I just loved because it's just that it was, you know, a Marvel superhero property, which, you know, superhero games weren't too. I mean, they're common, but
back then, yeah.
I mean, this wasn't, not to say that this is a great game, but I think it's better than a lot.
That cutscene,
and at least for adolescent Jason, I thought this was a great time. So me and my brothers would play it all the time, and then you've played it with me.
Comparatively for the time, this is not really that bad. I mean, the voiceover, like, we knew the writing was terrible, but other than that, the gameplay and everything.
Yeah, the gameplay it's a good beat 'em up. I mean,
my biggest critique is there's no momentum. Like, it's very, like, when you walk around, it's like start, stop, start, stop, start, stop.
Yeah. I mean, compare it to other games of the era, though. I mean, so at this time, you have Final Fight, Streets of Rage.
Yeah,
I don't think this is as good as Streets of Rage. But
no, that's a good example of a game that, like, you feel the weight of what you're doing, whereas here it's just kind of a little not floaty, but jerky. That's what I want to say.
I mean, it's disappointing that, like, the characters are like there's nothing there. You know, all the characters are just essentially the same.
Yeah, they're just palette swaps, basically. At least
like Captain America is pretty unique, but then Vision and Iron Man play exactly the same. I gotta fight Juggernaut by myself? No.
Apparently you do now.
Captain America is.
Do we share lives?
I don't think so, but I think if I die, we might get to continue. I don't know if you can steal a life either.
Well, I was wondering is, have I been using all of our lives this whole time? Yeah, see, when I'm not there to be your shield, well, you know, figuratively and literally, to be your shield, you don't do as well, Jason. It's not because he's harder.
Hawkeye plays similar to Captain America, but Hawkeye's attack is not nearly as good as the shield.
He takes forever to shoot his arrows.
Yeah. The shield's just like the whole reason the shield's so OP is because it hits twice, and it just makes a huge difference in enemies. Oh, I pick up these CRTs to throw on guys.
That's right. That's right.
Ah, shoot.
Well, heck, I guess I'll do some talking since you're playing now.
Yeah.
See, what the funny thing about this game for me is I never really knew about it until you told me about it. Because I never played it in arcades, because there is an arcade game. And this, I believe, is a port.
This is just a straight port of the arcade game. I mean, they're exactly the same.
Is it really? The sprites and everything are?
No, the arcade game looks a lot better.
Okay.
Because it's just, you know.
But the way it plays and everything, and the way it feels is the same.
Yeah. I mean, arcade's probably a little cheaper just because of the nature of an arcade game, you know.
Right. Pumping those quarters in. But yeah, I wasn't really aware of this until you started telling me about it, and I'm pretty sure we've played it before, because I remember.
Ask the police.
Why? Is this Ultron?
Yeah, this is Ultron.
He looks pretty close to what at least in the picture down there. He looks pretty close to how he really looks in the movie.
Here's the funny thing: so many bosses in this game, like I'm not fighting him well at all. But if I can, I'm gonna die. If you can just jump kick him, and like the one jump kick will just knock him down, and you can just keep doing it over and over, and you'll kill him.
Oh my God! No continues.
Oh, actually, there are no continues. So there you have it.
Shit. All right. Well, let's go.
So we would have had, after Ultron, you have a space flying sequence, and then one last stage.
Well, it says
and
continues.
then you have to fight.
Maybe those are levels.
Oh, those are your lives.
That's dumb.
So you have to fight. I think what was it, Crossbones, and then I think that's it. And then I think you fight Red Skull, and he has two forms, of course.
Oh, and then I thought you said I don't think you fight Red Skull. I was like, well, that's kind of lame. Are we doing this again? Or we could just...
We'll have a little more. We'll play a little bit more.
Okay.
I
mean, we can always play something else.
Nah, because I don't want to. Okay. I don't want to chew up too much of the podcast with it.
Well,
I can't. Now I can't move my.
What did you do?
I haven't done anything. I have no.
How strange. How bizarre. How bizarre. Yeah, everything's normal.
Yeah, I cannot.
Weird.
I can't select my.
Are you saying you can't move?
Yes. So I think this game just holds a lot of nostalgia for me, you know, just because of that. It was always like I played, because I had different games. You know, my parents were separated, so I had different games at each household. And so at my dad's, I would always play. We'd play Joe Montana's NFL Football '94. We'd play that. This game, Rocket Knight Adventures. Oh, that was a great game. I still can't do anything.
Man, well, maybe we're done with this now.
Guess we're done. My controller's still working. Well,
weird.
Guess it was all. See if I can do a set configuration.
Up.
Nope. Nothing's working.
Wow. I blame Discord
like
then. I mean, not Discord.
Wow.
What is this thing we use? Parsec.
Gosh. Parsec.
Words are hard. All right. Well, that was that, I guess.
That was that. That was fun. It stinks to make it that far and then die anyway, you know?
Well, I mean, let's face it. I chewed up, like, most of my lives in the beginning because I didn't know the secret pro tips.
Not everyone can be as good as me at that game.
It's
true. Just like, I don't know. It was always fun. I think it's because the jankiness of that game is what always made it fun for me. You know, like the bad voiceovers, the weird bosses that make no sense, the characters you've never heard of. Like I'm to this day, I'm like into comics, but not like into comics. So I don't know who half of those guys are. I don't know who Grim Reaper is. I don't even know who that first boss that you fight that does the whirlwind attack. I have no idea who he is.
But I know who. Honestly,
I know who Juggernaut is. I know who Ultron is, but I don't know like that one guy that we fought before we went into the water. I think he's Wizard. I think was his name.
Wizard.
We'll just look here. Let's see. Captain America and the Avengers Super Genesis bosses. Let's see. I'm going to Wikipedia. So this game released in the arcade and it was on the arcade and the NES in 1991. I don't think it's I think it's a little bit different on the NES. I would have
I'll look
to.
that up really quick.
Interesting. The arcade was only 2-player as well. It wasn't 4-player. It released then on the Genesis / Mega Drive in '92, and then it didn't come out to the Super NES until '93. So it didn't come out for a year later.
Oh, it's completely different for Nintendo.
That's interesting. Yeah, I've played an Avengers game for Nintendo, but I know it wasn't. I know it wasn't nearly the same. So, Red Skull has assembled an army of supervillains and other henchmen in a plot to take over the world. Along with battling generic enemies, players also face Claw. So I know who Claw is, at least from the MCU, because he was in that. The Living Laser, Whirlwind. So you're right. Sentinels, Wizard, the Grim Reaper, Mandarin. I forgot Mandarin's in this. Juggernaut, Ultron, Crossbones, and then Red Skull. And then Red Skull, of course, has a second form. Like you fight him in his crappy tux, and then he like transforms into this weird creature monster thing, of course, because video games.
Why not?
But it was just fun, you know. I always just liked it. It was always a good fun time killer, and plus we could like get through it. I think my brothers like playing it through me because I could. For the like hard bosses, they would just hide in the corner, and then I would kill everything, and then
good lord.
So I think it was fun for them because they could get through the game. You know, we could play the game through its completion. So, you know, that always helps. Ulysses Claw was played by Andy Serkis. Josh.
Oh, that Claw. Okay.
Yeah. I think they're the same. Claw and Ulysses Claw.
It would make sense because he lost his hand, and then in Black Panther, as we saw, or arm, he had the claw.
Yeah. So Ulysses Claw is spelled Klaue, and then he's also called Claw, Klaw, in the comics. So there you go. There's your free lesson, sir.
Get on that level of his. That.
Hopefully I'm not. I just had a chance to glance at my waveforms. Like, wow, I'm really loud. So hopefully I'm not. Haven't been overblowing the microphone.
You have
for everybody.
Been.
Okay.
I just didn't say anything because it's funny that way.
So I mean, I'm sure we played this together when we lived together. Back in the apartment days.
Yeah,
I'm
it's hard
sure
to
that's
remember
when
those days.
I can't remember if we. I can't remember if we played it in like when we were hanging out. Prior to that or not? I don't remember. Like when I still lived back home.
Josh is probably in the trailer. Sorry, Joshua says that I spoiled Black Panther for him, and I'm pretty sure he's in the trailer. So if not, then I don't know what to tell you. I guess I'm sorry, but not really. Maybe we should go. If you were real fan, you'd go see the movie already.
Wait, Josh, so you saw have you seen Infinity War yet? I don't remember if you've seen that yet. Because you're really doing yourself a disservice if you haven't seen Black Panther yet.
He has no prior experience with the movies. He's like, oh, I'm going to start an Infinity War.
I think we'll have to play the arcade game, the arcade version for a little bit, and then
sometime
compare those to see how much fun it is. But that was always a great game for me, and it's I don't know. I can talk about it a while. It's probably something that for somebody new that wouldn't play it, they'd just say, "Oh, this game's garbage," because it kind of is. But it's for me, it always holds a special place underneath all this cholesterol in my heart. So there you have it.
There you have it.
What? Any final thoughts on Captain America and the Avengers?
It's one of those games that's a guilty pleasure. It's like it's bad, but it's kind of fun to play anyway, and who the hell cares, right? I mean,
I think that sums it up. I think that sums it up.
That's all you need to know.
All all you need to know. And Josh hasn't seen Infinity War yet, so
Yeah,
because we're gonna do a super spoilery.
Well, he usually
No,
jumps out of this show by now anyway, so I'm surprised he's still here. Sorry guys, I gotta go do my show. Way more important.
It is. Have you heard their show? It's better.
They have board
You
games.
should listen to the last week's episode where they talk about me the whole time and how I don't play games and how I'm a big loser.
That must have been a short show.
All right, Lucas, let's play an Overclocked remix, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do it. What do you got?
Let's do it. I'm going to play number 6 now. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a Secret of Mana. Can we just do Donkey Kong Country because Tropical Freeze comes out?
Yes, we can't. Well, okay, here's house rules right now. We can't play any more. These are the Fluxtaposed house rules of OC Remix. Until I say otherwise, we are not playing Castlevania. We are not playing Secret of Mana. And then let me look up because we've got one other.
Oh God, we can't play the song. It's 9 minutes long.
Okay, we're not playing that then.
I would like 15 megabytes for an MP3. What is going on? Better be lossless quality.
I'm loading up my database here of. So
Secret of Mana.
We've played 4 remixes from Chrono Trigger, so that's got to get vetoed for a bit. We've played 6 from Secret of Mana, so that's getting vetoed for a bit. Nothing else that's up there a lot because there's a ton of Contra games. So if we can find, I'm not the Contra, if we could combine all the Castlevania, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 remixes from Castlevania. So we got to stay away from those genres for the beat.
But I heard you like to play Castlevania.
You like Castlevania?
Well, I can tell you for sure that this is a game that we have never played a song from.
Jeanne d'Arc?
Yes, sir. You're absolutely correct.
I just looked. All right. Well, you heard there, folks. Our remix tonight is by Juan Medrano, and it is from the game Jeanne d'Arc. It's called Sword of God. This was released by Sony 2006 on the PSP, so that's probably why we never heard of it.
Oh, gosh. I have one, and I've never heard of it.
It's the main theme of this game. It's a rock, it's a waltz, it's dark, it's epic. And, yeah, it's from Jeanne d'Arc. And if you like this remix, you can find it. Many, many, many more at ocremix.org. I'm happy to update that. I had a problem with my Amazon Echo, and it wasn't streaming the OC Remix station, and I fixed it.
Oh.
I filed a complaint with TuneIn Radio. I was like, hey, your app won't play my stuff. Fix it.
Listen here.
I'm a big shot. I want this fixed for me. And they did it. So we're going to play this remix, and we'll come back, do some What You Plan, and set you free into the night. So stick around. We'll be back. That was majestic. It was majestic.
That was pretty badass,
dude.
Honestly.
That guitar solo though. That guitar solo was sweet. I'm gonna just put that out there right now. That was some like finger tapping. It's all over it.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
He made that fretboard his biatch, which was like.
He did.
It was cool.
I loved it.
It was good. It was good. It was better than that Zelda Tavern shanty song that we didn't like. Hey, Rebecca Tripp, we like remixes by her. This song is shit.
Get that shit out of here.
Oh, so thank you for that was OC Remix. Now, let's mosey over to some What You Playing.
What game? I'll give you a clue. Perfect.
Street Fighter?
Yes, he does it, folks. He does the impossible.
I don't even like Street Fighter.
It sounded like, for some reason, it sounded all spy movie-ish. It's when you lose.
I saw a tweet today, and someone was like, "This is the greatest, the greatest month since Switch's launched for game releases. Tropical Freeze, Hyrule Warriors, Mega Man X Collection, Ikaruga, or I don't even know how you pronounce it, but it's a cool shoot 'em up, and Street Fighter Collection." I was like, who the fuck cares about Street Fighter Collection?
People who play Street Fighter.
Go in hell and die. I do not like Street Fighter. I'm sorry, I said it. I'm going on record saying Jason does not like Street Fighter.
Wow, that's a pretty strong stance.
At least the newer Street Fighter is cool, but I just don't care about old Street Fighter anymore. I played it when I was a kid, but I just don't care about Street Fighter anymore. It's all about Smash Bros, bro.
The real fighting game.
Brawl Out is the best fighting game on the Nintendo Switch, and it will ever be. You know. Here's the thing,
I
Josh.
was always a Tekken person.
I will admit, Street Fighter is probably the king of all fighting games. That's true. But there's like 50 versions, and like two of them, like a bunch of them are just the same. And it's just like I like the new Street Fighter. I like Street Fighter 4 and beyond. But there's so much like Street Fighter 2. There's like 10 versions of Street Fighter 2. I mean,
Championship Edition. Well, and let's not forget that Street Fighter came out with a bunch of weird spin-offs like Alpha. I'm pretty sure there were 3 of those.
That's what I'm saying.
EX, Street Fighter EX or whatever, which was 3D.
But I like
so
3D
yeah,
stuff,
they're well, this was for PlayStation though, so you can imagine what that was like.
All my comments need to be taken with a grain of salt because I am just not I've fallen out of the standard fighting game. Like I played Mortal Kombat as a kid, I played Street Fighter as a kid. I played Tekken was my series. I tried Virtua Fighter a little bit, but Tekken was my favorite up until Tekken Tag Tournament. And I was just kind of like, I kind of drifted away from it. I did like
Dead or Alive. That was my game on Xbox. Remember, I could kick some ass.
You know why Dead or Alive was sweet though? Is because you could be Hayabusa.
Oh, that too, yeah. Hayabusa. Oh yeah, in his man diaper. Oh wait. Oh no. Sorry, I was thinking of. Sorry, what was the one? Who was the character from Tekken who was Jin's dad? Was his name Hayabusa?
Hayachi.
Okay. Sorry, I'm getting my Busas and my Achis.
Well, actually, excuse me. Jin's dad is Kazuya. His dad, Jin's grandpa is Hayashi with his weird spiky
clown hair.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, Hayabusa. Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
and Ryu Hayabusa. Wow, too many Y's.
That was a good game. But let's face it, the reason I bought it on PlayStation was for the physics. But I couldn't not play that on Xbox. My Andy Clute, you know Andy.
We played the game,
and he was just every move I would try to do reverse. He would reverse. He would do a reverse on every move, and it was a lesson in frustration trying to play that game.
Him and I were pretty close, but I think he kicked my ass too. Honestly,
he was good. He was really good at it. So that was a fun game. That was definitely a fun game. Tekken, I probably the fighting game I put the most time into was probably Tekken 2 on PlayStation. That was my favorite.
Your jam.
Yoshimitsu, man.
Yoshimitsu.
Dude,
oh,
I learned
here's
that
a sword.
I learned that 15-hit combo with him. It was amazing.
Oh God. Is it the one that where he did the sit down and spin with his sword and it hit you like 8 times?
No, it was a legit combo. It was left punch, right punch, left punch. So he would do 3 punches, and then he would do he would go into a spinning backhand, then do that, and then he would do the spring forward and hit you into the roll, and then kick you upward. It ended with like one of the spinning sword attacks. I don't remember. It was either a 12 or a 15-hit combo I memorized.
Oh my God.
But
I had half a mind to look it up, but I gave up when I couldn't remember his name.
Now I'm just a loser, and I play Brawl Out, and I'm going to try to learn Rivals of Aether. I'm going to stream it sometime, but so far my brief existence of that game has been miserable. I got my butt handed to me. So, anywho, this is going to be quick because guess what? I got like nothing. I've had zero time for gaming.
Yeah.
So literally the only games I've played it has been Mario Golf on my 3DS. I'll pick that up and I'll play a couple holes, and that's about it. I did go to the library today.
Jelly of that.
It is a lot of fun. It's like, you know, everyone that's started doing the tournament has been loving it, which is great to see. Like, we've had so many people that, like, much like me, we were like, this 3DS is dead. But there's so many people now that are jumping in this tournament and playing it because you can play it at your own pace. You know, we don't have to be on at the same time. You just get in, play your 9 holes, upload your score, and
it's true.
I won the last one. It's because Donnie went easy on me. Yeah, Donnie went easy. Donnie could have kept playing. Like, Donnie only played it like one time, submitted a score. Donnie could have kept playing it and could have probably gotten a better score, but he didn't.
Wait, so you can resubmit your score, like play.
Yeah,
better?
you can play. Yeah, you can play the holes. You can keep playing the holes, and if you get a better score. So I think I got like I was like 6 under par my first try, and then I got an 8 under, and then I finished with a 10 under is what I won. I won the tournament with a 10 under par. So
damn,
I felt pretty good about that.
That's a pretty serious. You need a handicap.
I had two eagles, a par, and the rest were birdies.
Did you write too easy?
I was going for that albatross, bro. But it is fun. And we just got a new hole. We just started up a new course this week, and it looks miserable. I haven't even played it yet. I played like a couple holes, and I rage quit because it was that hard. So
oh god,
I'll play that. But I went to the library today, and I got a couple holds. So I've got Doom and Xenoblade Chronicles 2 here to play. So it's interesting because if you listen to any of Sean's podcasts, he's talked about the library before. But yeah, totally. My library has Switch games, and I got 3 weeks on both of these games. And if they don't have any holds at that time, I can renew them. But these are both pretty popular games, so I'm sure there'll be a hold on them before I can play through it. But it's pretty cool to see. So I'm looking forward to play through those. And then we have a shared interest, blah blah blah, viewing that we'll talk about. But we had there was a documentary that I watched, Jessica and I watched, that I forgot to talk about. It's called Finders Keepers. It's on Netflix, and someone I think suggested it to Jess to watch first because I thought it was like a crime, documentary. It's totally not. So the quick premise, I can't remember what year this took place in, but this guy bids on a storage shed at an auction, gets the storage shed, going through what his spoils, shall we say, and there's a smoker, like a smoker grill unit. Inside the smoker is a severed human leg.
Oh God.
Mummified. But it's this human leg. And so then he's like trying to make this guy was like his whole, and I hate to say it, but he's whole kind of like country bumpkin, I want to be famous, type. So he starts like make this a roadside attraction, and then he tries to make a business out of it too. Like, I can't remember what the name of it is, but he tried to make like a barbecue business using the whole leg type shtick and all this stuff.
Gross.
But the guy who the leg belongs to comes into the picture. He wants his leg back, and there's like this legal debate about what's going on. So the documentary talks about what happened.
Yeah, that's what I need to know. Like, how do you? I misplaced my leg.
Right. What happened? Well, it turns out he had like he had a really bad drug addiction, and he stopped paying on the storage unit, so he lost it. So it's really good. It's different than you think, and it's actually a pretty sad story.
Is this is a human leg or a
human leg? So this guy was in a plane accident, and his leg had to be, due to the damage, he had to have his leg amputated. And he had told the doctors that because he lost his father in this plane crash, he wanted to save the leg because something that is something he wanted to make like a
lamp out of it.
Yes, like I mean, use it to somehow like. His memories of his father were somehow attached to that and the events that what happened, because he had a lot of issues because of it, but he thought he was going to get just like the skeletal remains of his leg. When he told them he wanted to keep it, he thought he was just going to get the clean because bone, right? And instead he gets like his butchered, mangled, fleshy leg back,
so gross.
Yeah,
that would be okay. I'm sorry, but I never want to be able to hold anything that comes, any of my body parts ever.
I know,
unattached. What an awful feeling.
Yeah.
Wow. This was based on a true story or no?
No, it's a true story. It's a documentary.
Oh, I thought you were okay. I thought you thought it was a documentary. Oh no, you thought it was like a crime documentary or something, right?
It's all legit. Yeah. No, we thought it was like a crime story. We weren't sure what it was about, and then we're like, "Whoa, this is totally not what we thought it was." But it's really good, so I recommend it. Finders Keepers on Netflix. Cue it up, hit it up. So, Lucas, why don't you give us the rundown, and then we'll hit our shared experience.
Okay.
Together.
Well, of course, now I have to do my Nintendo update, as you are also having to do. So
you've been indoctrined, so you must do it.
I have. I get paid to mention Nintendo every time. Breath of the Wild, I'm still playing it, but I'm kind of in the middle of a break right now because I'm doing a bunch of like climbing towers and finding stuff, and I actually ended up going counterclockwise this time. And I think I might do the desert stuff before I do the bird with the camel, because I happened to see it. Desert. Yeah, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm right there. I might as well just do it then."
Do you have? No, I'm not gonna ask you. I'm just gonna let you find out. Never mind.
I'm gonna let you find out how fucked you're gonna be when you get over there.
Yeah.
I'll just say I'm at about 10 hearts right now, and I have.
Well, then again, you've already survived the Goron area, so you should be able to handle the desert just fine.
Oh, okay. The Goron area sucked because the first time I went there, I didn't have any heat protection. I was like, I'll buy 1 potion for heat protection. 3 potions are for like kids who don't know what they're doing. And then I get up there and I'm like, I'm gonna die in like a minute. And I was already all the way up to the Gerudo town. And I didn't have the armor. And so I was like, oh, I got to find these lizards. So I like reloaded my save because I thought I'd get to the town and be able to buy that elixir again. And instead, there wasn't any elixir. And I had to go back and catch 10 fire lizards or whatever. And some idiot gave me armor that's worth like $2,000. So what a dum-dum. But anyways. So that's kind of where I'm at there. I'm just kind of playing it here and there. I played a bunch of Mario Kart because I'm done with Golf Story, so I've been unlocking stuff through Mario Kart, and I've started 3-starring. I started 3-starring 100cc. Now I know what you're gonna say. That's baby mode, but something
100cc.
try double that much, then you'll be where I'm at. But 150cc is like
Mario Kart, bro.
150cc is basically up to chance at that point. At least with 100cc, I have enough of a lead that when I get like blasted by 8 red shells and a blue bomb, I'm so far ahead that it doesn't matter. So I'm guaranteed 3 stars every time, and then I'll come back and do 150 and all that once I've unlocked some stuff. So
you gotta get ready when we have the inaugural Fluxtaposed Grand Prix.
Yes, we're gonna do 24 races, right? Or whatever the maximum is.
Right.
I like it. we're also fielding a full team, right? A full field of racers. That's what's gonna have to happen. I don't even know if you get anything. I just want to. It's there,
No.
and okay. Well, I'm not gonna do it.
Well, actually, no. Actually, yes, because you have to 3-star 100. I can't remember you have to 3-star or not. I feel like there was a costume or a character. I know once you win all the cups, you get I think you unlocked mirror mode. Excuse me, and then I think
no, because I already have that. Mirror mode is already on there.
Okay, you got that. I think
no, I didn't unlock it. It's just there.
It's there.
Unless if I select it, it isn't. It's definitely an option. I've never selected.
It's either one of the gold cart pieces you get that way, then, or gold Mario. I think gold Mario you unlock because there's Metal Mario, but then there's gold variant Mario, of course. So
fuck Mario. I don't play as him anyways. Who plays as the title character? Come on, that's worm.
So what are you gravitating towards? Are you liking the light characters more, or the mediums? Or
I'm medium right now. I started with.
I was always a light person, and I really like the heavies. Well, let's say here's the shitty thing about Mario Kart. If you play online with randoms, if you want to have a chance, everyone that's like good plays as heavies, and it sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks when you have there's a meta and you have to follow it. I wish you could just play whatever, but you can't. And that's the crappy part about Mario Kart, and you just get destroyed. So
that's too bad. Typically, I play as Lenny, and sometimes I'll play as Shy Guy, which I think he's light technically, or pretty close to it.
He might be medium, if not.
So those are usually the two that that I just kind of go back and forth with. I'm sure they're very similar on paper. It's kind of hard to tell because you can see your stats after you pick like your go-kart, but you can't see it for each character, which would be kind of nice to see what their speed and everything was before.
There are cart builders online if you really want to go down that
Oh God, I don't. Just you even saying that, I'm just like, I'm rolling my eyes like, ugh. Way to take a kid's game and like, not kids game, but
just be thankful you weren't on the Wii U when there was fire hopping, when that was a thing. And that was a way people would like extend a boost by like you would get your speed boost, then you'd have to like hop and back. You know, it was just
that sounds horrible.
Yeah, but that's
too much,
man.
That in too the much.
Deluxe version. That's why I hate. That's like why I hate like when there's these advanced techniques like that. You have to do like that's probably why I don't like Melee that much. Because I can't I feel like to be really good at Melee, you have to be able to wave dash and all these advanced techniques, that are really going to separate the player skill. And that's probably why I liked Brawl Out so much, because they said, oh, you want to wave dash? Okay, push these two buttons at the same time, But that's what separates players, being able to do fire hop and not, and then it's tough when there's some techniques like that. But that's on in Deluxe, so it's a moot point. So,
well, I'm just glad I don't have to deal with it now. I guess
that's why you just play with us friends, because let's face it, you played with 4 of us and we were swearing at each other and had a good time. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, it was. That is all that matters. And then lastly, I did buy. I had imagined myself buying this anyways, and it's funny because I did talk about this when I only had it on Steam, that I feel like I would have played it more on the Switch, and that is Stardew Valley, which is the farming, basically Super Nintendo game.
You're probably farther than I am already. Like I don't know what
I don't
it is.
know. I haven't done mining like you have. You said you did mining. I haven't done that.
Yeah, well, there's this mine you can go to. I cleared the first section, but there's just like there's like this. I get like this animosity or like this anxiety about Stardew. Like I don't know what it is. Like I'm afraid like I'm just gonna F everything up, or I'm not gonna like utilize my time properly. I don't know. So it's like I'm very like hesitant to play the game. Like I feel like there's all this pressure of me to like perform well. I don't perform well under pressure. It's just like in the bedroom.
I was gonna say I'd hate to be your wife right now.
It just doesn't go
forever.
Well. And I don't know what it is about that game. Like I'm still in my first season. So
yeah, I think I'm a little bit behind you, but I've also just been farming for the most part, because that's the part that I want to focus on right now is I want to make a bunch of money, basically. And since farming, the quickest thing you can milk that money, the quickest thing you can farm that I can tell is like
seminal fluid.
Yes, exactly. And that only takes 30 minutes. It's the starting. So is it soybean? Whatever. It takes like 4 days.
Potatoes are pretty good.
Potatoes are 5, I think, or 6. But yeah, so I've got 2 crops going. I've got like the starter crop, and then I've got potatoes going. So now I've got some income coming in. I would love to buy a backpack so I could, not have 5 of my tools take up half of my toolbar.
Yes, it's like crazy expensive.
Yes.
Have you built any storage chests?
Hell
those help
no.
too.
Oh yes, storage. I thought you were gonna say buildings. I did build a storage chest just for the crap that I'm cutting down in the
that helps
field.
a bit. I hate if you have your inventory full though, and then if you get stuck in the crafting menu, you can't get out of it without crafting something, and it's like, unless they fixed that since last time I played it, it was really
sorry,
weird.
What did you say? Couldn't get out of
I'd get stuck in the crafting menu, and I'd have to craft something before it would let me out, so I'd have to waste materials.
I haven't had that problem that I know of, that I can remember anyway. What I do have a problem with though is the buttons. There's a button, the face buttons, there's a button to use the tool, but then there's a different button when you want to plant stuff or use stuff in the I get them confused sometimes because they're directly opposite of each other. Sometimes it's Y and other times it's A. And then B comes in there every once in a while just to say hello because it's cancel or whatever. Then you got the menu button, which is X. And so it's just I don't know. It's just really weird. I can't even tell you, but as I'm playing it, I know what I'm pressing now, at least.
The multiplayer component is in beta on Steam right now. I saw that. So if you have the Steam version, you can play that. And then I don't think they have a date where that's going to go, and then they don't have a date for what it's actually going to hit the Switch, too. It's going to be, later than, so who knows when we'll actually get it, but it'll be nice when it comes. Excuse me, be nice when it comes, because that'll, get some renewed interest,
Yeah, you can come work on Cornhole Farms.
What is it? I think mine's Valhalla.
Valhalla.
So there you go.
Well, that's your Nintendo Switch update.
Cool. Well, you got some good stuff. You got some good game in there.
I did. I'm getting a lot of mileage out of it so far. But then again, I have a lot of catching up to do. So, the other thing that I started playing, and I got this through humblebundle.com. Use my offer code HeavyMetalRiff at checkout to receive 30% off your Humble monthly order. Thank you very much, and I will take that money to the bank. I'm just kidding, of course. Mafia 3. I've been wanting to play this. Ooh. I feel like it's an underrated title, kind of. I feel like it just kind of flew under the radar. I don't know anybody who's ever talked about it. It's like one of those games that just kind of got people through a dry spell. I don't know.
I never played a Mafia game, and I just, sorry to interrupt you, but I pulled up TweetDeck just to see if we had anything else that you comment on, and I'm really tired of the Infinity War meme. I'm not going to talk about it because even though it's not a spoiler, I still it's still a spoiler. But you know what it is, so it's overkill at this point. I hate it. I hate it so much. It just needs to stop.
Just don't check social media like I don't, and then everyone's like, "Well, nobody cares where I went," but somebody will probably be like, "Is Jason dead? Where'd he go?"
Nobody would care.
I would care. I wouldn't care. Mafia 3. I was going to say, I have played Mafia 1 and 2, but I don't think this actually even connects into Mafia 3 at all, from what I can tell.
Okay.
So it's 1960, mid-1960s in, Louisiana? Yeah, New Orleans. I believe it's Nolans. So, and you have to say Nolans.
Oh boy.
And well, it hits you with a warning at the beginning that basically states that there is a Doom guy, Doom Marine, that there is a you know, you complain about my you always say that my what you playing's run really long, and then you do that to me, and I can't not look at that sexy
perfectly.
boomerang.
I was entertaining the camera.
Oh, well, I use my genitals to do that. But anyways, there's a warning at the beginning of the game that says, "Hey, there's going to be some racism and stuff, and it's going to be pretty bad." But that's how it was back then, so we wanted to. Sure. We wanted to be true to that. Yeah, be true to that horrible time in our past, and it'd be a disservice if they weren't, if they just glazed over that. And I agree with that. And yes, they used that word, and it's kind of awkward. But you know, you play as a. I think he's orphaned, if I remember correctly, in the beginning. But it's weird because the game is kind of started out as almost a documentary or something. It has interviews with people that are involved in the story, but later on in their lives, like maybe present day or close to it.
Okay.
And so it's kind of confusing at first because they're talking about a character that you haven't even taken control of yet. But he's a Vietnam vet. No stranger to killing, and he comes home and has to find his way in life after facing the nightmares of Vietnam. So, things just kind of go downhill when the guy who took him in as a kid is having some issues with a Haitian gang down there, and pretty much ever since then it kind of gets you into the criminal lifestyle, so which he clearly had no problems with just going out and murdering people, so whatever, I guess. Yes. So, but the game looks really nice. Facial animations look great. The lighting, like there's this weird like humid fog every once in a while at night, and it makes like headlights kind of glow with that like fogginess and everything. Really good looking.
The fog of war from Warcraft.
It's the fog from Stephen King, and or no, that was the mist.
The mist.
Or was it the fog? I don't know.
It was the mist.
The inclement weather. And yeah, I just started playing it because I was like, I need something completely different from the Nintendo like thing that I'm doing. And so I just started it on a whim, and I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, it's an open world game that's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, so I'm sure I'll like it. But I'm not very far into it, so I'm sure I'll have more to say on it later.
Okay.
Lastly, just a quick couple of movies. I'm watching Alien Covenant. I don't have much to say about it right now because I started watching it and then I got sleepy and I had to go to bed. So
that's not a good sign.
It was like, well, I don't think I was drinking a couple of beers and I was outside most of the day, so I think it just kind of all hit me, and I was like, I need to go to bed now. I'm sleepy.
I need to sleepy.
I will agree. I like it so far, but I will agree that it's kind of like, how many times can we watch? I mean, it's basically Prometheus again.
It is. It really is.
And so, although I find it interesting that, well, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Alien Covenant yet. I find it interesting that the way that these aliens are born is through spores, apparently, that come out of a coconut mushroom by the looks of things. Well, and then
you'll get an explanation for why that.
Okay.
If you haven't,
that's not the. I haven't. No, that's okay. Not the. That's not the full story, is what you're saying.
Well, you'll understand why that's happening. You'll get an explanation for that. But I don't. I don't know. It's not like the
same
Alien
story beats and everything.
Yeah, it's the same story, and I can't. There's some stuff that you haven't been revealed yet that I can't. So we'll have to talk more about it once you've actually watched it, because there's stuff I want to ask you about you don't know about yet. So that'd be it really would ruin it for you. So
yeah, I really wanted to stay up and watch it, honestly, but I could barely keep my eyes open. So at least at the very most, I can say I either hated it enough to keep watching it, or wasn't so bored by it that I wanted to stop. I had to. So I'm sure I'll actually finish it, unlike most movies that I just leave halfway into it and then just never come back and go, oh, I don't know. Speaking of which, the other movie was The Ravenous, and I remember you talking about this. That's
yes, that's the French one on Netflix, right?
The zombie movie.
Yeah, I couldn't. You watched? Did you watch the whole thing, or?
I could not watch the whole thing. I stopped it.
You just said I'm done?
I just said I'm done.
Whoa!
You liked it, right? Yes, I know. I'm probably a minority opinion here. Let me tell you my first problem with it, because I wanted to like it, and I knew that a lot of people. Heck, I've seen lists on the internet where they were like, check out these Netflix movies if you're looking for decent horror movies or whatever. I don't know how many times I can see a camera just like whip over to like zombie that's standing right there that you didn't hear come up behind you. That happens a lot. You have to admit that
it does
in this particular film, because it's a weird mix of like, they're weirdly fast like they are in 28 Days Later because they're like rage filled or something, but they're also like creepy in the sense that they just kind of stand around until they detect something. But they almost seem sentient in a way, because like at the beginning there's a guy who sees someone he knows and a girl in the woods, which was a really creepy image, by the way that whole wood was lit up and everything. Yep. So he goes out there, and then he realizes that he loses like track of one of them, and then realizes that she's like right next to him or has creeped up behind him or whatever.
Murder.
And it smiles at him like it knows that it's caught him in a trap or whatever. Yeah. So they're kind of sentient or intelligent in some way.
Yeah, they're like humanoid-ish, but like almost like rabid in a way.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, they still have some measure of intelligence, I guess. I don't know. Like, I saw a trailer for some movie, and there's a zombie movie that's coming up, and it looks stupid. Like, it was a whole thing. Like, they're infected, and the virus is dormant during the daytime, but at night, then it comes out, and they're acting like hyper hungry, aggressive humanoids, and it's just like I don't like when zombies, like, I know that's like the new thing. It's like infected humans. That's like the new. Like,
yeah. It's not like an undead thing. It's more like a plague or something.
Which, let's face it, is if we're gonna talk about believability, that's a little more believable than a walking corpse. You know.
Right. Yeah.
But I grew up on George Romero. So the Romero stuff is the slow shambling corpse. That's always going to be my zombie. I don't like. In some cases, I like the new stuff, like 28 Days Later, 28.
I like that
later,
movie.
But,
yeah.
But some of the other stuff, I don't care for as much. So.
Yeah, I don't blame you there. I don't know. I couldn't get into it, and like I said, I don't know how many times I had to see like one of these zombie things just like standing and then like sneaking up on somebody unsuspectingly.
It's probably better you didn't finish it, because it happens a couple more times throughout the
movie. So it's a problem. No, yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't for me. I did think it was filmed with more thought, with more care in mind than most zombie films. So I will give it that. As far as its look, it wasn't just gray, brown, and gritty, which ironically describes me as a person. But anyways, those are the two kind of flicks that I delved into. Obviously ending with going to see Infinity War.
Infinity War! Yeah, so I saw 2 movies in the span of a week. I can't believe it. I also saw Infinity War. Wow. No spoilers, obviously, because this is a brand new movie. It's made a crap ton of money. I just want to say, Lucas, do you think the 10-year gambit has paid off for Marvel? They've been building to this point through 10 years.
You just said they made a ton of money, so
exactly.
Yes.
So I guess, yes.
I would say that it was not a letdown.
Yeah, last numbers I saw was like 660 million globally.
Whoa.
And it hasn't debuted, and it hasn't opened in China yet, so it's going to pull in I would think a lot more from China as well.
Right. And
I
DVD
feel like,
sales and
yeah, I feel like this had a ton of hype behind it, much like Force Awakens. But I feel like this gave everyone what they were looking for, while Force Awakens, not Force Awakens, sorry, Last Jedi, while Last Jedi meandered people. It very divisively split the fan base. Well, I feel like for the most part, Infinity War gave everyone what they were looking for.
yes.
I think.
I did tell my wife that typically, and I don't think this is a spoiler. Typically, I don't like movies where they go to a lot of destinations. Like when I see that they have to like list them by name each time they arrive somewhere, I'm just like, oh god, I can't remember all this.
There's
crap.
a lot of scenery changes in the movie. Yeah.
Yes, but it didn't bother me, and I kind of felt like it expanded the universe, because we've always seen everything from like the perspective of being on Earth, unless it was Guardians of the Galaxy. So it was nice to see them break outside of that a little bit and have places to go that weren't just specifically on Earth. And that's all I'll say.
For me, I feel like Star Wars has always been that, has always had the mantle. It's always done it's been my premier cinema experience, and I think with this movie,
especially escapist.
I think Marvel's showing that no, we can do this just as well, if not better. Especially the fact that it held, like you said, it has all these different scenes, but the cast, the sheer enormity of the cast. I think
that's true.
While there are some characters that it's like I don't even know why they were in this, because they barely do anything, but just to have the sheer number of players they had. Fits well. And of course there's some meaningful moments, there's some cameos, there's a lot of cool things along the way. We can't say it now because it would be a spoiler, but I think there could have been some more emotional impact if they would have went I fully expected them to go in this direction, and they didn't. Then I was surprised, and I feel like the ending does lose a little bit of its impact, because it's not going to be a legitimate way things end. You have a feeling that something's going to change. But again,
that was my wife's first question after we watched. It was like, what are the other movies planned for this? Okay, so I kind of can just tell. And I'm like,
so you kind of know there, but I guess that's the nature of the internet and modern day cinema now. We know these things, but I'm interested to it's funny because I was floundering with my Marvel appreciation for a while. I wasn't had any interest in Black Panther until I heard like the phenomenon behind it. So we went and saw that, and then I scrambled to see Thor Ragnarok. So we could go see Infinity War, because I was told that, you need to see Ragnarok before that. And you do, because literally Ragnarok ends where Infinity War begins. So you do. And there's a lot of things I think you'll be missing out on if you haven't seen Ragnarok. And now I'm like, okay, Marvel's got me back in a little bit, I'm still excited. I'm excited about, I'm really like Captain Marvel. I think that's going to be a great film. There's a trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp that came out today. I still need to watch Ant-Man. Sorry, Lucas, I still got your Blu-ray.
I will just tell you, don't expect a lot, especially after seeing Infinity War. They played it safe with that one, so I mean, you really have to be in the mood to watch that to appreciate it, I think.
I have to say, the presentation of Thanos works really well for being a. I'm assuming that's 100% CG character, right? I don't think there's any moments where that's not I
feel like they did some capture.
I'm sure they did mocap
over it, but other than that, yeah.
So I think that was like immensely successful. Like some of his lackeys I think didn't work as well, but Thanos I think was incredibly successful as a character.
The one girl I thought was pretty good, and the big guy. The one that I had the biggest problem with was the sneaky lackey.
The dude with the dude with the telekinesis powers, or the other guy, the guy that
the other guy who he reminded me of Styx from that weird game that nobody plays, Orcs and Men. Not that Styx. The one about the orc and the goblin team. And you were like, "What the hell are you playing?" Because it's the first one was called Of Orcs and Men, and then they came out with a spin-off called Styx Master of Shadows. But
I remember that game. I don't remember the first game.
Oh, okay. It was you were asking me what I was playing, and I was like, it's just this weird Steam game that's like $2 now, probably. Yeah. But yeah, it's because he's got the cloak, and he's a very cloak and dagger type dude. So, but yeah, he didn't really look the best out of the four, and there were a couple of times that I was just overall looked fantastic, especially Thanos, like you said. But there were a couple of times where I was just like, "Yeah, whoa!" But it was like 2 seconds long of a clip. Yeah, so
there's a couple shots too that like looked a little rough too. And I will say, I don't think this is. I think this is a spoiler. Most annoying character by far in this movie, Vision. Most annoying character. Vision's the most annoying character.
What do you mean? I guess I didn't.
His character arc and his personality in this, I just did not. It was annoying.
Okay, you wanted him to be to act in a different way. Well, I guess.
Maybe, but look how he's portrayed in Age of Ultron, like the super powerful, and then I can't.
Love-struck whiny guy.
yeah, exactly. We can't say anything because it'll ruin it for other people. So, I think it was a very successful movie. I don't know if I don't know if I would score it, but it was a very entertaining movie. It was a great watch. I like my wife's quote, and it was funny too because otherwise I'd be bored.
Yes, although I was impressed that they, when things kind of kicked into second gear, it kind of lowered the comedy.
Oh! Sorry, finish your thought. I forgot.
Oh, I was just gonna say, which they have been accused before of like undermining their own like emotional things that they're trying to do, whether it be like fear or tragedy or whatever, by immediately throwing in a joke after something big happens, and you're just like, ha ha ha, I don't care that person just bit it or whatever, regardless of what movie it is. They have that tendency sometimes.
I saw online that people said that they wasted an opportunity with Star-Lord. Should have said it if Star-Lord was in a scene with Doctor Strange and Iron Man, they totally should have had him say a Sherlock line.
Oh yeah, they want. Yeah, yep, I saw that too.
But I totally forgot to mention. So the worst part about this movie was my theater experience. We saw it on Friday night. The theater wasn't sold out. There were still seats available. So I had like 3 empty seats next to me, and then I'm just going to point this out because there was 2 women during Last Jedi that talked and were super annoying, and then there's 2 women in this movie that talked the entire fucking movie.
Maybe they were the same women.
And it's not like I'm having a conversation about stuff, but it was like they had. I think it was mainly the one had to verbally react to what was going on the screen. And I get it. I get that this is a nerd culture movie, so you're going to get that wide spectrum of people and personalities. So I get like a typical nerdy person is going to be super excited to see stuff and react in that way. This wasn't like that, because that I understand and I'll have a pass at. This was like, I don't know what, but it was the absolute worst. And it was exactly what I remember for The Last Jedi. My thought was like, this is someone that like has to outwardly prove how nerd culture focused they are, and have to like how I get these references, but like literally anything that happened, like a sequence or dialogue, she had like this one line response she had to say to everything. And
he didn't say that in the comic book.
So annoying. Like
I wish you had an example.
I wish I could give you like specific examples without spoiling things, but it was just like, for instance, good guys walk up to meet the bad guys, and they're gonna have this back and forth, and she was like, "Sup," and it's like, oh my god.
Oh, she had these hilarious comments, is what you're saying?
Yes, and it was the entire movie, the entire time, and I'm like, I'm that person. Like, Jess and I are those people like, we're not gonna rock the boat. We don't like to shake things up. But it was just like,
well, because if you tell somebody to be quiet, they're not just gonna be quiet.
Yeah, they're just gonna say, screw you, But it was just like you just want to be like, shut up. Why? Why are you doing this? And I mean, it was like, first of all, we had people whisper talking over through a quiet place, and now this. It's just like, oh my God, I don't want to go see a movie in the theater ever again because every time this happens to me, every time.
I'm telling you, it's Rivertown. It's the theater and the mall because only horrible mall people go to the mall. And so then they're like,
so I'm a horrible mall person?
Yeah, but do you just go, we should see a movie? I don't know what. Let's go see what's playing.
No, I go to Rivertown because it's 5 minutes from my house.
Yes, and I understand that completely. That's why I go to South. But which for here, Celebration South is like the butthole of the entire thing.
Yeah, there's a shooting there once.
Was there really?
Yeah, in the parking lot.
Maybe that's why nobody goes there anymore.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I imagine you get a much more. What I like though, similar problem, but hasn't happened to me in a while. Although it did happen a couple of times in the movie that we saw, but it wasn't overbearing. Is people who repeat the funny thing that people laughed at, like the audience laughed at, a funny line, and then the person has to repeat that line because we didn't hear it the first time, apparently. Which I just don't know what's running through people's heads when they're like, I'm going to say the line that the funny man on the screen said. Don't do that. If you do that, don't do it.
She said, running through my
head. Tattoo, one of my favorite bands. But yes, that would bug me as well. And I feel like when we get through a movie at the theater and it wasn't a horrible experience, I want to clap for the audience and just tell everyone like, hey, we got through that movie. We did a good job. We didn't talk. We didn't, one guy checked his cell phone, but he was actually trying to hide it. So I was like, okay, I'll give you that one. That was like the most annoying thing. Yeah. Plus he was in my peripheral, not directly below me. So.
Yeah. No screaming babies in this one, so that was an improvement.
Why wouldn't you bring a baby to they have, what I find weird about that too is they have specific days and nights that you can bring kids to the theater with you. Go on those days.
Some people think about themselves, man. Not thinking about I hate to say
they're clearly not thinking about their kid.
Themselves and not thinking about their kid and just want to,
Come on, babe, I want to sit closer to the speakers. Turn them up really loud.
Do that rumble.
Kids' ears are bleeding. What pussy.
Infinity War, it's really good. You should go see it if you are interested in it.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's a good movie. Good movie.
It's fine.
Everybody dies.
Everyone who is dead lives again, and everybody who's alive dies.
Yep.
It's called Trading Spaces. It's comedy.
I like we watch Trading Spaces. Fun.
You do?
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, that's the one where your neighbor.
It's back. It's new.
Has sex with your wife or whatever. Not your wife, but the other people's.
That's wife swap.
Oh. They need a husband swap. Jason's making hand passes at me. He's playing handsy.
Playing reach around.
Oh, God. You don't have arms long enough, sir.
Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
Let's round out the show with community grab bag.
Do we have a community grab bag? I don't see anything.
We do.
Oh, okay. Let me get some smoothie ass.
John says I'm looking jacked, and that my wife has infiltrated his work. Everyone's saying it. So that's great.
Dr. Saxlove presents. Oh, it sounds like a Michael McDonald song.
Oh, wait,
she doesn't love me anymore.
We gotta do the Michael McDonald cover. The hands on the face.
I just realized this album is due in 3 hours.
We saw that there was a special on my wife and I watched CBS Sunday Morning. They talked about Michael McDonald on there. It's Going back on tour, Michael McDonald.
I have his album with I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. Every other song, or at least one of them especially.
That's a good jam right there.
That is a good jam. Every other song though kind of sounds like the intro to a 1980s like sitcom. Like it just has all of those instruments, so it just seems really like, what am I listening to? You know what I mean?
I love it. So as you said, no, we didn't have a community grab bag, but then Jams was here in the chat because he got out of French class and he was hanging out, but then he had to get on his train, so he had to leave us. But he was like, he had a comment here. I'm trying to find it now.
I feel like I should light a candle. Sorry.
It was before I was like, oh, you guys, I got 3 stars on everything in Mario Kart. He says, here's a question. Why is my gamer handle Fluxa and not Fluxray? That bothers him. Because I have seen it. I have been typoed in many of my community as Fluxray. People, I don't know. I don't know.
Fluxray?
I don't know how that app gets in there, but the whole reason I used to use just Flux, and I think I used a much longer name that had Flux in it, but then I'm sure I've told this story before, but then in one of my gaming communities at the time, I'm pretty sure it was enemy territory. Someone would refer to I either joined our channel or something happened when I entered. He was one of the stoner guys, so always saying something weird and one-liner all the time. So I joined in. He's like, oh, Fluxay Wuxay. So Fluxay is what I ran with. So Fluxay. You don't want just Fluxy.
There you go.
You don't want just Fluxy. Fluxy.
Fluxy.
That's just
Fluxy Wuxy.
That's lame. So you gotta get the A in there. The Flux A. Like pretend you're Canadian. Flux A. There you got it. Have some poutine. Hit the old hockey puck around, and let's go.
Say you're sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry there, eh?
Hey, a boot.
I saw Minnesota described as the United States version of Canada. Basically.
There's nothing good in Minnesota, and that includes the Megadads.
Oh, there's only good things in Minnesota.
Or cameraman Chad.
I heard, yes, and his family from whence he spawned. I think they play Mario Kart up in Minnesota. You guys playing the Mario Kart? Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Oh, God, don't you know? Talk like Bobby's mom in Bobby's World.
Oh, God.
Don't you know?
I do. I don't remember. I don't feel like I remember his mom.
She had the red hair and like a teal sweatshirt thing on.
Yes,
maybe.
she did.
Oh, boy.
Bobby's World mom was like the first thing that came up. Don't you know?
You're going to get creepy fan art. Suggestive fan art.
I hope so. I hope so.
I'll bet Bobby would enjoy going to the pool, don't you know?
Don't you know?
He's your little brother. And
He's your little brother.
Bobby.
Oh, you going to the pool together.
Going to the pool together.
Sorry, we mentioned the word Bobby. That you must have a moment.
Oh.
Rest in peace. God save his soul.
Can I just say
Bobby
2
Paul's
words?
Gone too soon.
Damn it, Bobby. Oh, whacking off in my tool shed. The boy.
That's probably how it. That must be that's what did
what
him
did him in.
Just too much. Just too much.
Bobby, don't you know? Whacking off in the tool shed.
Can we end the
Going
show
down
now?
to the pool. Oh no, we gotta talk like this for some more time.
So there you go, James. There's your answer. It's in there somewhere.
James.
I'm used to this. I'm used to PBR. Now I've had this Imperial Stout, and I'm feeling fuzzy.
You don't feel like you ever want to go back.
I don't.
Well, don't ever go back.
Wanna love it more.
Anymore. I love it.
Good.
You know what?
What?
You know what?
Tell me.
I'm gonna play that song. That's gonna play us out. We'll
You're
get
gonna play us
copyright
out?
striked.
Hey, we get copyright struck in every week anyway.
Stricken with the copyrights.
Turn it up.
Boom. Oh, don't press pause. Don't press pause on my jam
I feel
now.
like I'm about to hear some Warren G almost though.
Yeah. BLT with the Warren G. He likes bacon, lettuce, tomato, and it's
You gotta
unbelievable.
That smoky. Okay.
Small again. I keep
All right,
forgetting.
gang. We're rocking out to Michael McDonald. We'll see you next week on Fluxtaposed. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. But of course, we want to say thank you to all our awesome people that support us at patreon.com. If you're interested, check out patreon.com/Fluxtaposed. Like all the cool people. And I closed the document, and I don't have your names. I can't
Oh,
remember you all.
I have it. I have it.
Just
I'll
take it
read
away,
them.
'cause I'm a bad host.
Hey,
I'm gonna
I just
dance
want.
then.
Oh my God, Justin is such an idiot closing the document. He just wanted to say thank you to all our patrons, but special thanks to our arbiters of awesomeness: Sean Capri, Edwin Callow, Tyler Rowland, Nathan Horton, and to our executors of excellence: Josh Murmuddy, Dan Anthony, and Siri Renee. Thank you guys so much. You pay.
Oh my God.
They pay to get their name in the damn podcast.
I
Give
don't.
it-
This is
Give
what you
it
pay
to
for it, people.
Give it to
I don't. That was bad. I'm sorry.
Bad or
that again.
excellent?
That's
Top-
the Frank Oz.
Top-notch podcasting. Gary.
Do it.
Get us the hell out of here. Play
All
us
right,
out,
we'll
Michael
see.
McDonald.
Michael Donald, thank you. Take it away. We'll see you guys next week. Fluxtaposed.com. Do it.